we woke up this morning to a hot war in Ukraine. Missiles dropping from the sky and people dying, and it's war.
It is war. It's conventional warfare, mechanized warfare, the kind we haven't seen before, pretty much since the end of World War II. Now, of course, there was warfare in the Balkans. A lot of that wasn't the kind of massive mechanized, multi-dimensional, multi-battle space type warfare that we're seeing now. This is full spectrum combat operations.
Yeah. Or really since the Cold War. I mean, people are saying this is like Hungary, 1956, Czechoslovakia.
No. These are attacks to destroy other armored formations. You're going to see sweeping movements by Russian armored forces. They're pretty much going to smash the conventional Ukrainian forces. You're already seeing air, you're seeing missiles, you're seeing cyber. There's electronic warfare going on. It is a real conventional war of the kind we haven't participated in a long time.
The reason you come to Town Hall Media is because you want to get the analysis, in-depth analysis, and also out-of-the-box analysis that you're not getting on cable news right now. And right now, I assure you, the cable news conversation is the same old thing.
It's all about how Trump said something nice about Putin if you twist it around and deliberately misunderstand it.
Right.
And that's stupid. You know what you really need.
This deserves serious consideration, though, not that poll.
Yeah, instead of a bunch of worn-out, never won a war generals with a whiteboard talking about Donald Trump, you need people up there with a map going, okay, here are where we expect it. Here is where we think the armored attacks are going. Here's where we think the amphibious attacks are. There may actually be an airborne. There are rumors of an airborne attack on the Kiev airport. I don't know if those are true or not.
Yeah.
I have my doubts.
Well, a plane went down near Kiev about, I think, an hour and a half ago. We're covering that at Town Hall, of course, as well, and you can see those stories. And listen, it's war. I mean, there's going to be a lot of things that are going on, and the story is going to shift, and the truth is going to take a while to get out. But there are some things that are true, regardless of the events on the ground right now, and that is the U.S. is in its own way entangled in this, at least at this point, rhetorically and diplomatically. What's going to potentially bring the U.S. to be entangled in this militarily? Is that a possibility?
I don't think it's going to happen, and I don't think it should happen. Now you see a lot of people saying, well, what's to stop him from going into the Balkans or into Poland? Our NATO treaties. That's an Article 5 thing. That's an immediate attack on one, attack on all. Ukraine is not an American NATO, is not a NATO ally. It is not an ally under treaty where we are ratified by the Senate, where we are obligated to militarily intervene. Unfortunately, the Clinton administration gave assurances, which are literally worth the paper they're printed on, to Ukraine. If it gave up its nukes, we would, quote unquote, help them in some way. That's ridiculous. The way to commit American lives and treasure is to use the Constitution and ratify a treaty.
Yeah.
If we had a treaty with Ukraine,
yeah,
then I would support keeping
Bill Clinton agreeing to keep Ukraine safe while he's in between trips to Lolita Express Island is not a way to commit American forces. That said, there is, I don't know, I feel like there's some moral, I'm not saying we commit troops, but I do feel like our country morally owes something to the people of Ukraine if they ask for help. I'm not saying we do it without discussing it and debating it in Congress, but I think that I think there's a compelling case to be made.
I think there's a compelling case for a certain kind of aid and certain kind of assistance. I don't see the vital American interest, much less well, I haven't heard the vital American interest or our objectives of any kind of potential intervention.
Well, all you're hearing
really clarified
from the Jonas and the David Frenches and the regular
I never
is we have to protect our friends that have democracies. We have to protect democracy, protect democracy, protect democracy.
I don't know what that means.
That's all.
Protect. What is protect?
You'll have to ask them.
Okay. Yeah. My test is always the Omaha paratrooper's mom. Could I go to Omaha to the mom of a paratrooper in the 82nd who was killed in an operation and explain to her with a straight face why it was important enough for her son to die?
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, I've seen American soldiers die.
That's the only measure that any commander-in-chief should use.
I don't think it's too much to explain why we should go war. They certainly haven't earned our trust. And that's one of the things I really resent about this whole thing. You get these huffy ruling class types going, well, how dare you not rely on it? You should rally around us. After 20 years of failure, culminating in Afghanistan, with 13 American service members killed uselessly, and I know I have a lot of detail on what actually happened. It was a freaking abomination, and now we're supposed to just trust them? No thanks.
Yeah.
No.